Hi, this is Tom with another guitar lesson, and we are in Beginners 4. So if you didn't look at the first 3, there's helpful lessons that will lead you up to this point. If you already done the first 3, then this is great. And you can skip around, go back to the first ones, and watch them as many times as you need to. Also, I'm doing advanced ones that are dealing with solos at this time, if you're ready to start learning actual solos. Now, before we go into more of a guitar lesson, I want to show you about tuning. Before, we used to use these things where you blow the key and then you tune the guitar to the sound. This is when I was starting out. There was different methods like that. Now we have amazing ways, even with an app. So I just want to show you with the Fender app. It's called Fender Tune. It's for free. I got it from Play Store. And if you look, I'm going to tune my guitar in this way. So here is my phone, and I'm going to show you the Fender Tune. It looks like this. And I just go with this auto tuner. And it's so easy, it's nice. So I'm gonna start with the E, small E, and watch what happens. It tells you if it's too flat, tune up, and then you tune it till it turns green. Watch this. See that? And then you just go to the next string. Now the G. Down to the D. A. And then the big E. There we go. So now the guitar is nice and tuned. Now, after you're done tuning, then you can really play good. So let me show you something about the guitar and the notes real fast. There are 7 notes. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's like ABC. So it goes to G, but it actually goes to G sharp, which I'll explain. There are 5 half notes. Not every note has a half note. And a half note is simply referred to as a sharp if you go up. And a half note down is called a flat. So I don't want to get too deep into that right now. But I want to show you something really interesting so you'll know. Because everyone has to learn the ABCs of the guitar. So with the 7 notes, everything goes in order. Now, if you take the E string, for example, which is this big E, and you got a small E, but we'll go with the big E. If you hit it open, that's an E note. Now, there's no E sharp and there's no B sharp. Those are the ones that don't have a half note. So it's E. Now, if you press on the first fret, that becomes a F. Second fret, F sharp. Third one with the dot, see the dot, that's a G. Next one, G sharp. Next one, A, and that's the 5th fret, and that's the second dot. That's a good way to remember where the A is by looking at the dot, because learning these notes are very important, because when you do bar chords like this is an A chord. I showed you the A chord down here, but you can do it in the bar up here. And if you're doing like a rocking song, you want to, you won't even use all the notes usually. You're going to be like, see that? So that's an A. And wherever you move this structure, which I'll show you in another lesson, that's the chord it becomes. If you go down here, it's a G chord. If you go here, it's a G sharp, A. Now we know this is A sharp, but if you move up here, it's a B. See? So every string has the same following. A, this is the A string, it's open. So if you go here, you go a half step up. So it's just A, B, C's. Of course, you got to remember the sharps, the 5 different sharps, or the 5 flats if you're going down. So that's A sharp, B, C, C sharp, and D. And then there's another bar chord, which I'll show you in another lesson more clearly. This becomes a D chord. This becomes a C chord because you're following this note now. This is a B. And this is the A down here. So you could do the A like this using the 3 fingers, or you could just hold this. You just won't get that last sound, which is okay usually. So this is basics of the ABCs, and it goes all the way up the neck. Each string you do the same exact thing for. D string, D sharp, E, but remember there's no E sharp, so this is an F note. F sharp, G, and all the way up. G sharp, A. So you go all the way up, and on the 12th fret, it starts over. You know, so if you're counting all the way from A to G sharp, then the next one on the 12th fret will be the A on the A string. You know, so if it's the E, the 12th fret's going to be an E. You know, when you use all of the 12 steps, which is 7 notes, but 5 half notes or half steps. So that is something very important to know when it comes to the ABCs of the notes. So now, when you're doing your finger exercise, like the one I showed, when you're going like this in the previous lesson, you can actually, in your mind or out loud, say what note you're playing. You know, that's E. And when you go there, say, okay, that's F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, remember no B sharp, C, C sharp. So once in a while, you know, you can just say it in your mind or say it out loud, and that gets you in a good way to remember where are the notes. But of course, sometimes you just got to go ahead and do the finger exercise way of practicing, you know, and you just go ahead and do your practices. Don't worry about what notes you're playing, you know, get your fingers worked in, you know. And then, of course, once you go all the way up, start going down. So that was in a previous lesson, but I just wanted to go over that real quick. So today, we're going to also cover going from the A chord to the D and switching chords. That's very important. So, of course, we're going to go over bar chords. You know, this is an A, this is a D, but we're going to do it down here first because you got to learn the basics first. So remember the A chord, what I showed on the previous lesson. You can take these 3 fingers, second finger on the 4th string 2nd fret, third finger on the 2nd fret 3rd string, 4th finger on 2nd fret 2nd string. So you just simply deaden the E string. Remember I showed you, if you watch the other one, you deaden the first E string with your thumb, but you could play this other one, it's fine. This is the A. And we went over strumming. So let's look at the D chord now. Let's go to the D, which is this one. you're really going to use, you could either use 4 strings or you could even use 5 strings, but definitely keep the E string dead by using the thumb. But you want to take your first finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, 1st string, 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string. That's a D chord. So always try to make sure, see, this is dead and you want that to be dead, but make sure all the other ones you could hear. I'm going to start from the 5th string. See, because sometimes it could sound like this. See, if you're not pressing right. See, that's not good. So you want to concentrate on pressing and getting the fingers in there. Always make sure your fingernails are cut short. See that? Beautiful sound. So take that D chord, do some strumming, either just regular down up, or you can mix it up a little bit. Remember, there's all kinds of strumming, many variations of how you could strum. You know, and we'll get more and more into those. But for now, I want to show you how you have to practice going from one chord to a next. So we're going to go from the A, and we could do the easy strumming. Usually, you're going to do a measure, or, you know, do a couple measures. Now, a measure is one set of counts. So let's just keep a simple 4 count, and that's a measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, that's one measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this, we're going to go 2 measures in the A, and then we want to do 2 measures of the D, and eventually go back to the A and keep switching. So watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See that? So let me do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one measure. 2, 3, 4. And then you switch to the D. So the key is being able to switch fast, you see? So once you practice that D a little bit, now this is what I suggest doing. And this goes with switching from any chord to any chord, because there's so many multiple ways where you're going to need to switch. So you take the A, and instead of strumming now, just go to the D and hit that. Go back to the A, and go back to the D. Go back to the A. See, and just keep doing that. Start off slow and make sure you got the quality of sound. And then eventually you can go faster. That's even too fast for me. See? So, but the key is when you're doing a song, now watch how I switch on key or on count with 2 measures going back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See that? So this is what you can practice. I also suggest looking in the Fender Tune app, that same app, and you can look at the chords. It actually tells you the number of the finger and everything, and we'll go more into that in the next app. But for now, if you're a beginner, you know, these several lessons from 1, and this is the 4th one, these are enough to get you going with all the practicing, with the picking. learning how to put your fingers to make the chords, and then understanding the notes on the frets. So until next time, may the Lord bless you in your journey of playing the guitar.